I remember days they used to laugh at me. Used to show them on my records talking casually. Used to say it was a passion on my path to be. Then they told me that I couldn't, so I had to be. Tell me what they really think about it now. Used to hate it, but I guarantee they're proud. Had to do it just to show them that I could, yeah. Now I finally think I took it where I should, yeah. Had a jokes on you and now you're on and laughing. I did a whole lot of winning. Look, it came from a passion. I see a whole lot of knowings I could see now in public. And that may think a lot of things, man. At least think something, now you the judge. And now tell me where you ended up, yeah. Look, I bet it was a simple job, yeah. Look, I went and took a different route, yeah. Look, that's why my life is different now. Back in my feelings, look, when I wasn't so gifted and I was learning to do this, and all I heard were the critics, and I don't blame you for that shit. Look, I was way out the basis, but I just needed some talent so I could wait this to greatness. Oh yeah, you ain't ever think this, no, no, no. Stop me while I started, homie, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this shit settled, it's go better and better, but I'll always remember, yeah, yeah.
Yo, guys, I got my man Singh in the building. Well, it's the virtual building here. We're on That1 Podcast, and Singh, we were just chatting before we hit record, and he goes by Singh, folks. You know, he's like Madonna. He's like Gandhi. He's like, you know, Miley, or I'm trying to think of who else that has one name, Beckham or C-Roc. So anyway, this is Singh. He's a client of ours at That1, and I wanted to bring him on here to share with you what he's working on and what makes him That1. Singh, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. My pleasure. You know, when we first talked the first time, there's an energy about you. I don't know how you do it, but it's like it's a really attractive energy that draws people in. Where did that come from?
A lot of that is keeping myself balanced. I think I was about 14 years when I, for wrong reasons, had an opportunity to get trained under a Lama. So I was a very aggressive kid. So growing up, I was 3 or 4 years old. My parents introduced me to percussion. And I already did my postmasters in percussion by I was 13 or 14. But my anger would not go away. So in that summer vacation, when everybody was having fun, I was sent to train under a Lama for 2.5 months. And that changed my entire life. That changed the way I live, the way I talk, the way I walk, everything. And it stayed with me and still with me. It's just that between ages of 22 and 42, 20 years that I was in the corporate life, focusing more on that, I never used the word mindful practices because there is a woo-woo about it, right? But I was still using it. So I continue to use that. It's just that now for last 1 year, I have started providing those techniques back to humanity. And my goal for 2025 is to get that micro practices to 250,000 people. And beginning of April, right now, we are at 68,000 some change.
So how do you measure that?
So we have I have a podcast on the Transformation Network. And I have already had 11 shows now. Every show, there is a free link there for them to go and check out the meditation practice, 1 hour micro practice. And on the link that we send out on our website, we look for unique IP address downloads.
Yeah. I love it. All right. So first of all, we got to like clarify some things. And I'm a kind of guy that learned that you can't learn if you pass words that you don't understand or concepts or phrases. So Lama, I've heard of it before. Can you explain that to me? Me particularly, in the audience can be flies on the wall to get to hear it.
So Lama basically is a priest in the Tibet Buddhism monasteries. And they grow that way since their childhood. So they are priests and have an ascetic way of living. And from our perspective, the way we look at the Vedic practices, some of the very strong practices stayed in one particular communal sect of that particular Lama community. So in other words, in simple words, they are the rocket builders or the true neurosurgeons when it comes to meditation, mindfulness, and living happy life.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's similar to like a pastor, rabbi, priest. Okay.
Right. But at a very high level. I mean, they are like they don't have, they live in Himalayas. They don't even live in regular life. I mean, everybody that lives around. And again, I was blessed at that age that being in an affluent family, we had relationships that took me there.
Now, you said they live with their mothers?
No, monasteries.
Oh, in monasteries. Oh, I was like, oh, they live with their moms. That's cool. You know, in America, that does not look to this. No, but monasteries. Okay. Now, I want to know what the core. Have you ever like really looked into the core of the anger?
Mhm.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
The core of the anger was, like I said, I mean, I was born with a golden spoon in my mouth, not even a silver spoon, right? So, very educated family, very well-doing family, but that came with um, people being busy all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from very early age, I was very playful, and I always was an attention seeker, right?
Which
So if
which can get you into trouble when you're a kid, right?
yeah, a lot of time, and it almost got to. It almost got to a point that if you're crossing street from me, and if we go eye and eye, we contact our eyes, we are going to fight.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there myself, man. I used to fight a lot. I'm not proud of that,
No, I'm
but
not.
I used to fight a lot, and it was usually me against more than one person.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And
I think I picked challenges.
oh yeah, I mean the last thing that happened with me before I was sent there is literally there was a construction going on, and I'm coming back from school, walking toward my house. There's a construction site, and I got in a debate with a couple of what I thought were idiot students with me, or friends of mine, and I just took a brick and hit his head.
Oh my gosh. Where did you grow up?
In India.
India. Like what part?
Yeah. So I had, because of my parents, I traveled multiple places, Bokaro, Ranchi, Rourkela, Bangalore, Delhi. So I have been in multiple places because of my dad's change in job.
Okay. And did you get arrested? Did you get arrested for?
No.
How did you avoid that?
Like I said, I was in an affluent family,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
things were taken care of that way back in the
Gotcha.
days.
Yeah, which is another thing, which is good in a way, but it's also doesn't teach you the right message either. Or maybe it does. I don't know, because you know what? I have this thing I think about a lot of times, right?
Mhm.
We have these moral things like right and wrong, good and evil.
Mhm.
But then there's also, hey, like live this life to the fullest. And if you make a mistake, you can't live your life to the fullest if you get locked up. So
Right.
I don't, maybe it's not I don't know. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on that is it depends on the situation and what the outcome can be. Now, if I was not in the family that I was, I would be in jail. I would never have been sent to Lama or anything like that, and I would not be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So there was a police complaint, there was all those things, but then it was almost like when you juvenile court and you get a punishment, so you have a choice of picking either the road that takes you to right path or the one that takes you to the wrong path. So I was fortunate enough at that point to take the road towards correction rather than correction facility.
Yeah. Where very little rehab happens.
Right.
In America, it's a business. Most jails or prisons are like private businesses.
Right.
So what now? And then you have there's the Dalai Lama. What is that? That's the head
Tibet.
guy.
No, he was not the Dalai Lama. He was one of the lamas, one of the preachers in the monastery, not the highest preacher.
But the Dalai Lama is the highest. Is that what that is?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And that person can change.
That person changes every 15, 20 years.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So then you get sent to the Lama. How old were you at that time?
14.
14. Okay. And when you go there, what's the first thing that happens? Do you remember?
I remember that. I remember that back of my hand. I mean, we went to Kathmandu, part of Nepal, and then there we stayed for overnight. And then next day, one of the students from monastery came down and he said, "You can leave all your luggage here. Just take a jar of water that you have in your hand, and we are going to walk." And then we walked for 2 days, and we got ultimately to the monastery. And
how far a walk was that?
2 days. I mean, we walked good 30, 35 hours in 2 days.
Wow. So
So
probably
it was
probably
long
like 20, 30 miles.
Oh, easy.
Kilometers? Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Wow.
And once I got there, they put me in a very small room. It was on the floor, two mats, thin mats, rug mats, if you will. And I was given this dress of that they typically wear. And they said, okay, this is you, this is your water, and you are not supposed to talk to anyone because everybody is busy meditating or doing something. And if you need anything, they showed me around. Here's the restroom, here's the shower. This is where you come. When food is served, somebody will come and get you. Other than that, you can just sit in your room or go outside and sit. You're not supposed to talk to anyone. No internet, no phone, no book, right? And the first 6 hours was beautiful. I was enjoying everything, right? I was enjoying the scenery. It was a beautiful place and everything. And I was tired, so I just lied down on the floor, and I don't know when I slept. And when I got up after that in 4 or 5 hours or whatever it was already late night, so I could not ask anybody for food. Now I have already been without food for about 30 hours now. And I slept again. So I went in the room, and that is when the next 24 hours was so painful. I'm a hyper kid who wants attention. I'm somebody who wants to talk. I have so much to talk and everything else. And here I am. I cannot say a single word. I cannot read or write anything. And I have to just sit. I still get goosebumps when I think about that day.
Wow. Yeah. So it's really, well, first of all, you were in a fasting state. So that's actually good for your body, even though it's painful and uncomfortable. But then the also thing is you're required there now to just sit there and be.
Yeah.
And human beings, by the way, and be something, just be sitting. But human beings refuse to be nothing. You know,
so it's
everybody
not,
wants
it's
to be
not
something.
the human beings. Yeah, it's not the human beings. It's the brain that plays the trick with us.
Yeah.
And that is what my whole program is about, breaking that autopilot. Right?
Yeah.
We are always in autopilot. And I always say that brain is two things. First of all, a human body is the best engineered device marvel in the world, period. The second thing, our brain is the laziest part of the organization.
Wow.
You throw it in any situation, it will try to find the simplest way to not work.
Right. Automaticity.
Yeah. So starts working on those nodes, and mindful practices are about breaking those autopilot and creating new nerve sensors, new parts, and everything else. The problem that I faced last year, first of all, there's a woo-woo about, okay, you have to pull out a yoga mat, sit down, twist your body in 200 different postures, so you have to go to Himalayas to learn. No, it's not that. It took me some time to create those micro practices in a way that I can have that intervention with you in less than 12 seconds. The reason of 12 seconds is, in today's age, on an average, the focus of any individual is about 12 seconds. And it's getting worse every day with the swiping and scrolling and all those, right? So if you're not able, plus, if you think about the way digital environment works, if you think about something, Google starts showing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That has even made your brain that much more not wanting to work because there's something else working for you.
Right. Right. And so where's the mind?
Mind is an essence. Brain is what cultivates the mind. Mind, there are a couple of different ways of looking at what mind is. So it's a fully loaded question. Scientifically, there is no definition of mind. Right? Scientifically, there is no definition of mind. Mind stands for the collective data available in brain that is received from all your senses all time.
Right. Which
So
is also tied to your perceptions.
Perceptions, yeah. Biases.
Yeah.
Right? More than perception is your biases that you have created over years and everything else. The thing about brain is every single cell in our body has got a slight memory of its own. So if you think about simple example, when you burn your finger or burn your hand, your reaction in your finger is before you feel the hurt in your head,
Yeah.
right? The reflex
Right.
in your hand is before you get
Yep.
something. So all those memory organs, all those memory in those organs collectively form the mind,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? Communication, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people think communication is the actual mouth or ears or nonverbal communication, whatever. But really, communication stems from your consciousness or in your mind, right? Because if it doesn't get there or come from there, there's no communication.
It's
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just reaction.
Wow.
And that is such a good way of looking at it, because that's what we do 24/7. Because we are in autopilot, we don't allow the brain to do its job. We have forgotten it. And more, what's happening is most of us are living in autopilot, which means we are living with amygdala present. Amygdala is the part of your brain that is responsible for fight and flight.
Right.
Now,
for survival.
right. So when you put something in survival mode, it shuts down every other organ of your body, because it is trying to secure all the resources possible for your survival. Now, on an average, when people are in that mode, amygdala active mode, for 18-20 hours every day, rest of their body is not getting the resources that it needs to grow.
Right. Yep. Yep. And this is a huge thing that people need to hear about, man.
Right.
This is already one of my favorite episodes, by the way. And I've done 1,000 plus, Singh.
I know. And
You know,
and the micro practices that I'm talking about, Mike, that allows you to force and rewire and start using the prefrontal cortex, which is your logical part of the brain. I
right.
give some phenomenal, simple things for people to use all the time. I mean, I tell, no matter what you do, whether you're a housewife or you're a CEO of a company, right? You walk around. Either you're walking around your house, walking around your office to get coffee, whatever. Simplest exercise you can do to interject your autopilot brain is to, let's say I'm going to a coffee room, it's 5 cubes away, I change and go from somewhere else. Because
Yeah.
the brain is expecting me to go in this direction, I will interject and do something else. Still get to the same result, but try to train that different.
Or brush your teeth with this opposite hand.
Yeah, opposite
That's
hand.
something I heard about. Yeah.
Brush your teeth with opposite hand. I mean, that's another phenomenal thing. I mean, even not only that. I mean, next time you have coffee, try a different hand than what you regularly used to.
Yeah.
You'll see the difference.
And then you're wiring new neural pathways, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. You know, something else I was thinking about when it came to, I lost the thought. It'll come back to me. All right. I want to know. So but by the way, you mentioned the 12-second thing. What's the 12-second thing? Can you take this through that?
Thing. Yeah. So I'll give you 2 exercises. 12-second thing. The simplest thing is, right now, whatever you're doing, I ask people to put 8 alarms in their day, on their random alarms on their phone. Whenever the alarms goes off, take a deep breath. Hold. Release. Pick up pen and paper and write the first 5 words that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Right? Here is the science behind it. When you do that 8 times, and I ask people not to go back and look at what they have written till they have done for 6 to 10 days. And after 6 days or 10 days, whatever practice you do, you go back to the first one and start thinking about 1 husband, 5 wives. So the husband is how, the wives are what, when, where, why, who. What were you doing when you wrote this? What were you feeling when you wrote this? Who was with you? Why you were there? Where did this thought come from? How do you feel about when you're rethinking this? So what you do is, I have a framework. It's called progress, purpose, reflection, organizing. And then once you do those 3, then figure out whether you need grit, resilience, empowerment, self-improvement, or support. But reflecting is something people have stopped doing. When it comes to journaling, people think that we have to write a whole novel or we have to write a whole book, I have to write a whole page. No, just 5 words. It takes 12 seconds.
Wow. And what phenomena do you see after somebody does that for 6 to 10 days?
Oh my God. I was just in a coaching session this morning, and by the way, we also have a purpose factor assessment test that we do to help you identify what your purpose is. It's a 20-minute, and it gives you like that. She was in tears. She's a new mom. The baby is about a year old. 4 years back, she left her corporate life. She started a whole new business and everything. And when I sat down with her, she's fighting with herself day in and day out.
Yep.
When I asked her the first three situations that she has written, I said, "Who was with you?" She's like, "I was alone." I said, "If you were alone, you should be the happiest person. You know, when you are not happy alone, you are in a very bad company."
That's a good one. That's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And by the time we got to the third one, she was in tears. Said, "Oh my God, I've been killing myself for last so many years." So reflecting,
not giving herself any grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is such a common thing I see. It's unbelievable. People think that they are just going through something because they have the energy and the power and the grit to go through it. Or there is no other way, I have to do it, or it's not going to happen. Or this was the only way, I'm a macho, I'm a strong girl, I'm a this thing, and they keep hitting it. They forget to take pause.
Yeah.
What is the only thing that keeps you alive? Your breath. Our life is as long as the last exhale and the inhale that happen.
Yep. Yep.
And we don't focus on that fundamental thing that keeps us alive, and we keep running around on everything else.
Yeah. So true, man. Wow. So, all right. So then you were back to the story. You were 30 plus hours into fasting through the 24 hours. And then take us back there and what happened next.
So, and I was in tears. I mean, I was sitting down. I could not, because I already slept. I was hungry. I was tired. So I just went, it was cold. So I went inside the room, and I, put blankets on me that was in the room. I just sat down there. And the first light of sun that, reflects from the mountain with ice and snow, it was so beautiful. I almost thought that I was in trance, but I was not. I was just my first experience of seeing that reflection of sun coming from that, and not had an opportunity to talk to anyone for last 3 days now, because 2 days we traveled, walked over, right?
By the way, what was the repercussions if you did talk to someone? What did they do?
Even they would not.
Okay.
They would just ignore you and move on.
Okay.
That's the whole thing about silence. I mean, everything is silence. Silence is everything there.
Yeah.
And when I saw that was the first time in 14 years I actually saw something so phenomenal. There is one behind my table here, right? You can see on that mountain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I kept crying. I sat down. I just kept crying like a baby. And nobody came to stop me crying for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then after 2 hours, this is the first time I met the Lama who trained me. He walked in with a big glass of milk. And he's like, "This is not regular cow or buffalo milk. This is what we have." So it was goat milk. And then he gave me that and he said, "It's time for you to get over yourself, and find yourself. Those words, get over yourself and to find yourself. So I had that milk, and then I came out with him. He took me and he introduced me to a couple of people who are managing authority there, like a person who manages the kitchen, person who manages this, that, everything else. And he said he's our new enrollee. He's our new student, and he's going to be here for some time. Make sure that he's not talking to people. He has a habit of talking.
What, by the way, just to get the essence, what was the temperature there? Was it warm, cold, medium?
No, it was cold. It was
cold.
Close to 30 Fahrenheit,
okay.
28 Fahrenheit.
So around freezing.
Right.
Yeah. And were you cold, or did they keep you warm?
I had those, what do you call it, the blankets.
Okay.
Or blankets that they provided.
Yeah. Wow, man. All right. And so then I feel like I'm there right now. All right.
Yeah,
and so go ahead.
So after that, I came out meeting with them, and I came back with him. And that was the first time he actually spoke directly to me. And I was a small kid, so he just lifted my chin. He said, "Look in my eyes when you talk. Because I want to get in your eyes too."
Yeah.
And then he took out a rosary beads and he gave it to me, and he said, "Okay, I want you to wrap it around your hand." And he showed me a technique of how to do the rosary beads 24/7, wrapped around my hand.
What does that do?
It starts changing your wiring very quickly. Because what you're doing is, so here is what I've learned. Long story short, what I learned from there is the 5 senses that we all talk about. We actually have 12 senses. So I'll not go into science of 12 senses, but let's talk about the basic 5 senses. And I can show you this experiment right this second. I've done this so many times with people. It's unbelievable. Touch, feel, taste, hear, and smell. Okay. Wherever you're sitting or standing, you can, especially when you're standing, you can lift your legs left, right, do it 10 times. Then close your eyes and wait for a second. Take the deep breath and try to move your legs. Your legs are going to move slowly.
Oh, yeah. They feel heavier.
Heavier, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because the brain has already made the shortcut that your eyes are supposed to be open, your limbs are moving. The moment you close it, you blocked 1 sense out of 5.
Yeah.
And now brain has to focus on what the heck happened.
Right.
Right? Similarly, I sit down with people and play this out with yourself. And this is usually I meet the first time people either in a Starbucks or on lunch or something like that. And I'll always get this question. Can you show me something of this macro practice? I say, absolutely. Just sit down here, hold your cup or whatever you have, right? Just sit down there quietly. Now, I want you to look straight into me. And when I say you close your eyes and follow my instructions of taking deep breath, I take them through a box breathing. So box breathing is you inhale for 4 count, you hold for 4 count, you exhale for 4 count, you hold for 4 count. I have them go through that 4 cycle. And then I will say, now, without opening your eyes, keep your focus on your breath because you have kept your 4 rounds of breath. I want you to go to your ear and see what you hear. 8 out of 10 times, the brain is already capturing all the information. It's not that you're hearing something new. Your brain already has it. The moment you move your attention towards the eardrums, you will start seeing everything that's coming through it. So suddenly, the conversation that you and I are having in Starbucks, people say, "Oh, I heard everybody talk." There are like 5 or 6 different people talking. On top of that, there's 2 different music going on.
And they'll actually feel like they're seeing it?
Hearing it.
Hearing it. Yeah. But okay.
Right? Because and that's the micro practice. Right there, You closed one senses. You moved your focus to another sense, which is breathing and smell, right? And now the moment you push to the third one, the brain is like, okay, he's doing an exercise of putting focused attention. So now I have to be attentive on this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? So the point of mindful practice is your mind is always full. We don't tap into the intelligence of the data that is being collected 24/7 in our brain.
Right. That's powerful, man. Now, you know what this seems like to me is that people aren't in present time. And what you're doing is bringing them back to present time. They're either thinking about the future, they're stuck in the past. They might be stuck in past lives, who knows, whatever. And you're bringing them back to present time. Right?
So that's the presence power is the first part of the mindful leadership mastery compass that I have, right? I mean, how can I break your autopilot and bring you moment to moment full engagement that you have?
Right.
One of the disturbing studies I saw late last year was it was done across 12 of 14 different countries. 80% of executives, I'm talking about CXO, this was an interview and everything done only with the C-suite people. 80% of these people, they go in a meeting and they are not present for the first 10% of the time. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the productivity. Think about the respect. And what are you training your people on? Not to be there because you're not there.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely relate to this.
Right? Now, and that's where I had to come up with those micro practices of 12 seconds because the focus has gone down. You give a book to somebody, they don't want to read. They want an executive summary, and then they will put that executive summary in ChatGPT and say, give me this in 2 sentences.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But the point is, if you just want that shortest summary that you want, why don't you live in this moment? I'll give you this, my understanding, my learning, and my wisdom on past, present, and future.
Okay.
Okay, is this. There's nothing called past and future. You cannot create past, you cannot create future. Now, yes, we should collect all the experience that we have and learn from them moment to moment. Even if you are thinking that, oh, I can look in my past what happened, you try it right now. Morning, the first thing that you ate or drank, do you remember the taste of that? Do you remember the temperature of that? Do you remember the texture of that? No.
Right.
So the brain does not keep 80% of the information if I am not present.
Now, let me ask you that question on that though. If I have been assessing and I am more present, I can actually remember the flavor and the texture.
You will feel, you will feel the temperature, you will feel the smell, you will still recollect that. But when you are on autopilot, if you're not present, so 80% of what you think happened in the past is made up.
Yep.
Right? So now you're taking something that is made up and building a big castle on your head of made up stuff. Then you do another mistake. You start looking into future, which is you're starting with a biased brain information and creating a further more biased future for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the problem is? When you build that castle and you start living in it, you will end up paying rent to a psychologist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So what is present? Life is nothing but an infinite series of experiments. Infinite present moments, infinite series of experiments. Why experiments? The definition of experiment is you do something and there's a result. We are always doing something. We're talking right now. Every activity in the moment that we do, there is a result for that. Right? If We like the outcome, we repeat that experiment. If we don't like the outcome, we change. Right? The problem is, fundamental problem with humanity today, even before the moment arrived, even before the experiment happened, I created a preconceived notion of what my desired output is based on my flawed bias head.
Right. Yep.
On
And you
top
create
of that,
expectations, right?
I put my emotional expectation on having that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you did not even experience the experiment. You're not even experiencing. And then whatever the result, it is never going to be the way you thought. Because you started that thought process with a biased information. 80% of that was wrong. And 100% of that is made up without going through that experience. So the most important thing in today's world is, and that's where my goal of bringing this mindful practice, micro mindful practice to 250,000 people in the year 2025.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So differentiate that between having a goal, setting a goal out in front of you in the future and having an expectation of, reaching that goal, like of 250,000, for example. Is it that you just don't attach emotion to it, to the outcome?
You don't. So planning is important. And so that's a very good question. That's a very, very, very good question. Goals and plans are important, right? But you don't have to live in them 24/7.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
What I said, I was fully involved in the experience of creating my goal. Right? When I am completely involved in the experience of creating my goal, I can line by line tell you how many people I'm expecting from this channel, this channel, this channel, and what I have to do in those channels to get to that goal.
Right.
Right? That's a plan. Once it's done, it's on the side. I don't have to live in that experience ever. I have to now create new experiences to get to the goal.
Okay. Got it. And then when you get to the end of 2025 and you either surpass it, you hit it, or you fall short, take us through that part.
So either way, it is never going to be right. Goal setting and strategy planning is always wrong. I mean, I have been 25 years in corporate life. I have managed a lot of analytics team. I have built some of the best analytics team in this country. Let me put it that way, right?
Okay.
From Fortune 100 companies to venture capital and whatever not. And I'll come back to ransomware attack for a second after this example. So what I have always said is, if I am doing any forecasting, I'm wrong. I can give you 100% guarantee of my forecast to be wrong, because forecast is just that. It is casting or showing you an option, a scenario of what can happen.
Yeah.
Right? But behind those forecasts are the assumptions. Did we step back and check what biases I had in my assumption?
Right. Yep. And we can relate this
Right?
to weather forecasts, right?
Weather forecast. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Not only that, did I go back and look at, I'm just doing a forecasting. Somebody else is going to do the damn job to get to this result.
Right.
Right? Do they have capability to do that? Do they have capacity to do that? Are they empowered with the right tools, with the right things, with the right stuff to be able to get to those targets, which is then going to add up to my forecast?
Yep.
See, 85% plus. This is from Deloitte, from Gartner, from a lot of big names. 85+% of strategies fail in this country for two simple reasons. People don't go back and look at these fundamental things of what were the biases in those decisions or behind the assumptions. Not only the assumption of the team who created the strategy, who was going to implement it.
Right. Yeah. And do you feel like
Right?
when people hit those forecasts that sometimes they might set the goal too low, and that's why they did hit it?
It's either one that, or the second is where I was going. You have to become descriptive. If people who actually get to their target, they not only look at the forecast, they look at all the assumptions behind that. They make sure that the individuals that we are depending on, whether it's my teammate, whether it's my salesperson, whether it's my vendor, whoever it is supposed to do the work, right? They are empowered to be able to get to it. And they track meticulously, not the target. They forget about the target at that point. They track meticulously if these people continue to be empowered or not.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very easy for executives to hide behind technology. For the last 10 years, I've been saying this. It's very easy for executives to hide behind technology because you can always blame something that does not exist. The technology does not exist. It's man-made, right?
Right.
But you forget the people and the processes that is going to make that technology successful.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Wow, I'm analyzing this as you're talking and thinking about things I've been through with this, and yeah, I mean 100%. I mean, and a visionary, a leader, a visionary has this vision, and all his people don't necessarily see the vision. So it also relies upon the leader to articulate effectively the vision.
Be descriptive about how it is going to happen.
And then make
what
sure
they're going to feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And then ask them, hey, what did you hear me say?
Right.
So that they can say it back to you and duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can weed it out ahead of time to make sure that they understand everything. Yeah.
Right.
It's all algorithmic.
It is. In a way.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you came out of the monastery and then decided, like, how did you decide to start your business? Like, how did this all come about as we wind down here?
So I left there. Then I went through my engineering education, couple of MBA, master's degrees, and PhDs and stuff like that. I was in corporate life at a very young age. I think I was 24 when I was partner with one of the largest capital firm in the country that got sold to Bank of America in 2007, I think. Then I worked with a Fortune 100 company for 780. Anyway, long story short, 2020 October, I am Chief Technology Officer of a company, and we have a full-blown ransomware attack. First Friday of the month, the vendor payment's supposed to go out, the payroll's supposed to go out, all these big transactions supposed to go out. Early morning, there's a ransomware attack, and everything shut down. So I will not get into details of it, but simplistically, within 40 hours, we came out of ransomware without paying a dime of ransom. Right? Kudos to my team, my leadership, the pre-acronym federal government agency that helped me through that too, and a lot of vendors and everybody. I am very respectful and have a deep gratitude of everybody who stepped up to support. Again, in retrospective, that showed that I actually had valued relationship with, but that's not the point. After that, it was still COVID. It was a nightmare to get everybody's computer back in office and get them a computer back. That was a nightmare. I was invited, as happens in tech world, I was invited in multiple webinars to talk about the experience, how we got out of it, what was learning and stuff, blah, 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 like it's going on. And every time I went there, it was the same question. Second question was always the same. So how did you not panic? Or how were you able to keep the calm? Or how were you able to do this? And after fifth interview, I'm sitting and I'm like, something that is so normal and natural to me to do this. Why is such a fuss about it in the community? And I started looking back in my life. I have always dealt with situations very mindfully without telling people that mindful practice was in play.
Right.
So every time I build a team, I build very strong teams. I think I'm very proud about it. I don't want it to get in my head, but almost 90% or maybe 95% individuals who directly reported to me today are in very, very senior roles. And one of the things I taught everyone that I worked with is whenever I meet with them, one-on-one or a meeting, we take a 30-second pause before we start. right? We take a 30-second pause. We take 3 deep breaths and we write 3 simple answers. The first question, what is the output we want out of this conversation?
Sets intention, right?
Right. The second question, if I was not here, who would be the best person to do this instead of me? And the third question, what else I would be doing if I was not here? You write down very quickly, 30 seconds, no paragraph, nothing, simple words, we exchange, we get on the same page. It is a very simple trick, sneaking in your autopilot brain and doing 2 things. One, you said putting intention.
Yep.
Right, putting intention in the moment, make sure everybody is there, everybody on the same page. The second big one, what I would be doing if not this. It is such a powerful question to ask yourself every day. I have changed or helped micromanagers to get over their day-to-day micromanaging using this question. Why do you have a team around you? Because you are supposed to do everything. Right? So what else?
Yeah.
What else would you be doing if you're not doing this? Right? I do this workshop, very, very simple, very small, in-person workshop of 15, 20, 30 people. And this is to get them digital detox. I have done with high schools locally here, and some big corporations too. And I challenge them, next time you pick up this phone to scroll, think about those 3 questions. What I'm going to get out of it? If I was not doing, what else I would be doing?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And people actually get results. I mean, if you practice that consistently, be committed to it. That is another problem we have in the community. People see YouTube channels and Instagram and all this different media. The brain has started feeding, and especially I have very, very, very serious problem with the younger generation. It starts feeding that seed that, oh, it is so simple. C-Roc has all these beautiful things going in his life. Right? Let me ask them, when was the last time they saw somebody working off their ass on Instagram reel?
Yeah.
When was last time somebody posted when they were sitting alone, crying and weeping because they didn't have any support?
Yeah. Yeah. They don't see that side.
Right? When was the last time somebody saw the athlete who got the gold medal and now flying all over the world for giving speech? When was somebody saw that athlete crucified their life till they became perfect in what they're doing for 20 years?
Yeah. Everything looks like an
Right?
overnight success.
Instant.
Right.
And it is not.
Right.
So please, 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 please stop, pause, and think if what you're seeing is what you want to see.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's huge. Well, listen, we're up against the clock, and we got to do this again sometime. I'd like to get you in studio at some point, but man, that's phenomenal. Singh, where can people go deeper with you?
Well, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn. They can DM me on LinkedIn, or they can go to Singh Power of Code, singhleadership.com.
Okay.
SINGH leadership.com. That's why I said sing with an edge. SING, you sing a song, so sing with an edge.
Yeah.
I had to throw it there. I love that statement.
Yeah. Well, I admire you so much, man. I mean, to have gone through what you went through and then be put in a position to be healed and enabled to do what you did, man. And really, nobody really understands the success you've had so far. You mentioned a little bit, but they really don't understand that and the work that went into it. But you know what the most admirable thing about you is the impact and the exponential impact you've had on people. You mentioned a lot of the people that reported to you have gone on to senior leadership positions, and it's changed the financial condition of their company. I mean, of their family.
Life, yeah.
Yeah, in their life. Yeah, so phenomenal. Singh, thank you so much for your trust in That One. Thank you so much for spending time here with us on That One Podcast. I really appreciate you, man.
It's a pleasure to be with you, C-Roc. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Hang tight while I wrap this up. That's That One Podcast with your boy C-Roc here and Singh sharing what makes him That One. I hope you got something out of this. Please take at least one thing, one of those exercises, and instill some discipline and consistency and get some results from it, and let us know here and let Singh know what you get from it. And until next time, make sure you subscribe to That One Podcast. While you're in your favorite podcast platform right now, go hit the subscribe button because we got another round of amazing guests coming your way. And I want to make sure you hear them. Until next time, be That One.